Because at one and the same time, it's apart from family, it's the longest and probably most intense relationship of your life, I would imagine.
Oh yes, no, I'd say that.
And there's amazing.
And enduring.
And enduring. And you can read each other's minds, certainly about music and so on.
Yeah.
And certainly, and yet there's something that you said in the book several times. What happened to my friend at some point? You said, where's he gone? Where's he gone?
I mean, we were talking about fame just now.
Yeah.
I mean, I was very, very worried that he'd gone there too. And to a certain extent, he did for a while. And this was the period during the 80s.
Yeah.
And I have to say, you know, in defense of my friend, sure, I wrote the songs and I'm coming up and doing the gigs, and I'm doing but in that period, I had nothing to do with the running of the Stones. You know. He assumed control. He assumed that he was the leader. And so when I stopped the dope and I said, hey, Mick, thanks for holding the fort, you know, I'll carry some of the, give me the load, I'll carry my load now. And it surprised me that instead of with a sigh of relief, he didn't want to relinquish one of his strings.
It was Mick Jagger and the Rolling Stones.
Yes, it's this assumption that, you know, that he was bigger than the Stones, which I, you know, started first to annoy me and then slowly enraged me.
Yeah. Well, you were famously at war for a while.
World War III, we call it, within the band.
Yeah.
When in the 80s, when this thing with Mick happened, and I betrayed, we are betrayed. I'm talking to Charlie Watts. He's betrayed the band. I mean, I don't mind him betraying me, but you can't betray the band, you know. There's just as much my baby as his, you know. Yeah. And also, I thought it was taking it off in a slightly wrong direction. I rely incredibly on Charlie Watts's pragmatic and calm to come to some. If Mick and I have the problem with each other, with Charlie.
And at this point, he thought the band was finished, didn't he? I mean, he was so worried that he thought the thing was over.
Yeah, you know, and this is something I had to shore up immediately. And at the same time, you know, when I thought, hey, a band that's been together for virtually 25 years or so, because I'm talking about the middle 80s now, 85, 86. Yeah. And, there's bound to be a point where friction comes into it. You know, nobody has the perfect marriage, and nobody has, you know, you can't expect it. Even then, I was thinking, but if we can get over that, you know, one way or another, then it would be a lot stronger for it, you know, if we can heal the wound, and which is what happened.
You did all the huge, huge tours that we all remember. These, I think, bigger than anybody else's. These huge tours. Tell me a little bit about what it's physically like to be on stage doing one of those things.
It's a sort of kaleidoscopic sort of mayhem, and you only have. There's no two takes in that game, you know. You're on stage, you're on, you can't stop. I think what you put it down to the incredible energy of the audience, you know, who overwhelmingly outnumber us, you know. But we're the focal point, but you feel, it's kind of like a magnifying glass, you know, when the rays go through, there's a certain point where the energy is so high that you could live off of their energy.
Let's spend the night together. Now I need you more than ever. Let's spend the night together now.
And although you're playing a guitar, you're running for miles and miles and miles as well.
With the plank round your neck. and physically it's exhausting. I would come off and lose 2 pounds a night. You know.
Yeah. You recount some of these fantastic songs. Satisfaction, Sympathy the Devil, Fade Away, and all the rest of it.
Give me shoulder. Honky Tonk Women.
Honky Tonk Women. And where do they come from, the riffs? And I mean, there's a famously, I think, Satisfaction, you were fast asleep.
Yeah,
you woke up. And
yeah, that's the perfect way to write a song, is to dream it.
Yeah.
But it only happens once in anybody's lifetime, I think. And what I usually find, if there are songs floating through the air right now, you know, if I was sitting down, I'd put the antenna up, like the guitar. I said maybe play some Buddy Holly songs, or, you know, whoever, you know, just Everly Brothers, or, you know, Muddy Waters. I really look upon myself as more of an antenna than, you know, going to that thing of like, I created this, I wrote this, and it's a little bit presumptuous, I think.
Yes.
I think my best description of it is, you know, you're there at the right time in the right place, and this idea will come in.
Pleased to meet you. Hope you get my name. What we passing you is just a teacher and my game.
The other place that people are going to see you is Pirates of the Caribbean. You're an actor.
Oh, I know. I keep adding these new jobs. And, yeah, I've just actually finished my bit for Pirates 4.
How did that come about?
I'm a friend of Johnny's.
Johnny Depp, yeah. Looking back now, for you, the favourite album would be what? Exile on Main Street or Beggar's Banquet? Or
it's hard to pick the
impossible.
babies, you know. I mean, like
Yeah.
the Solomon, you know. And, but yeah, I mean, Exile, Beggar's Banquet, Let It Bleed.
Yeah.
Hey, Bridges to Babylon, I liked very much. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not in there with that incredible body of work.
A lot of people would say some dirty swamp blues. That's what we want. We want to get back to some of
That
those
I got
early
loads of.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, yeah, I always in the back of my mind is, well, we can always go back to being a blues band.
Yeah, I can find a really, really
Yeah, I can
small,
go to that
stinking
swamp,
little club.
Yeah, like Slim Harpo stuff. And,
In the end, I mean, if you know, on the famous epitaph sort of thing, as it were, Keith Richards, the man who. What would you like it to say?
one of my favourites, I told you I was sick, but and you can add the credits later, you know.
Keith Richards, thank you very much indeed.
Andrew, pleasure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The one and only Keith Richards. His autobiography is out later this week, but you saw him here first.